Okay, so I just wanted to do a little video about fitness and motocross / enduro. I suppose this video is more aimed at people that are looking at getting into it or are interested in getting into it, but it was definitely something that I didn't think would be as important as it actually was. But yeah, riding motocross and enduro bikes is incredibly physically exerting. The first time I rode a motocross track, apart from not being able to stay upright because there's so many ruts and channels that are created, and then when you do get onto the flat ground, it's quite soft, so you might be sliding around all like everywhere, especially if you're riding a sand track like I was as my first motocross track. But yeah, the session was about 15 or 20 minutes long, and before about probably about 10 minutes, I think I'd done about a lap or two of this track, and it wasn't an incredibly long track. I was knackered. I was out of breath, I was hot, and I thought I was relatively fit as well as a person. I've ridden bikes, BMXs, mountain bikes, my whole life. I've never thought I was unfit. I've got an active job. But yeah, what hit me when I rode that track for the first time was, oh my God, this is like, I've got to get fitter for this. Otherwise, there's no way I'm going to be able to get better. So that brings me round to what you should do when you're not doing motocross and enduro. If you want to, even if you're just doing it as a hobby, if you want to take full advantage of that time you get on the track, which is not really much nowadays. Most tracks run, if they're busy tracks, they'll run session-based slots. So you'll probably have your kids on their 85cc, 50cc bikes. Then you'll have beginners, which is where I started off when I first got into motocross. Then it'll have an intermediate and a pro. Sometimes that'll vary, but the majority of tracks that I've been to operate that sort of way. If you're lucky and the track's not busy, you might just get everybody on the track together, which is great. It means there's no sessions and you can just ride on and off as you want all day, which is a lot like this track that I'm going to tomorrow. It's a new track, it doesn't get that busy. Obviously the weekdays aren't going to be as busy as the weekend days. So if you can get a day off work, or if you have a job where you can go to the track because you don't work in a weekday, they're definitely the best time to go. Because although it's fun when the track's busy, because there's lots of people on the track, and there's something about motocross that even on practice days, people just want to race one another, and you can get into some pretty gnarly battles with people that don't mean anything to anybody else apart from you and that person on the track. You'll be going around corners and people will cut you up. And some people get quite annoyed about this, but I just find it really, really funny, and like it's fun, like if someone overtakes me and like nearly hits me, I'm like, oh well, I'm not gonna allow that. I'm now like chasing that person, and that drives you to get better on the bike, because if you don't have someone that's going faster than you on the track, you'll think you're the best person on the track. It's kind of like anything, any skill. If there's somebody not better than you, you're probably not going to try as hard and get better. But yeah, I just wanted to do this little video, sort of saying about fitness outside of motocross, and that's where I'm driving to now. I'm going to go play squash, which is a heavily, it's a high exertion sport. There's a lot of jumping around to get to the ball, and it really knackers you out. And it does sort of, it's great for cardio because it's quick. It's like you'll go from standing still to jumping really quickly, so you're moving very quickly. It's a bit like sprinting. And I'm not a scientist, but I think it's been shown that sports like that, or doing exercise like that, quick action sports, is the best for cardio, rather than just going for a long jog. Or say best, it's most efficient. If you're going for a long jog, that could be an hour, you know, and you'll be knackered at the end of it, and you might not get the same gains of cardio from doing that long jog as you might have got from sprinting, doing little sprinting sections, sprinting from one end of somewhere to another quickly, not very long distance, and just doing that for 15 minutes. That might increase your cardio more than just doing a jog. I don't have the scientific studies to back it up that I'm going to reference in saying that on here, but it's true. I've read it a lot of places. So yeah, another just sort of a video about what getting into motocross is about, if you want to get into it, and some of the realities of it. And maybe if you do it already, maybe this is your kick up the bum to maybe go out and do a bit of exercise, so when you go to the track you have a more enjoyable time. So yeah, that's all I wanted to do the video on. Cheers.